Here we go. Beat the odds. Week 7, our gambling show, big time episode. Michael Merlo, Beau Dragon here with you as we get set. We'll make our expert picks, play punt or profit. We're going to run the 2-minute drill today. I'm pumped for that. We're going to give you out our Sunday night parlay, and we're going to make a pick on tonight's ugly Thursday night football game. There's always picks to be made, even if the game is incredibly ugly. Beau, we went over how we did last week. Great week for me. I'm back. We have the same record. You're up, though. You've hit your 3-point picks this year, and you're still up 3 points on me. But we got to make these records better, and we will this week. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Mike. As you said, we tied. We're both tied at 7-11, so it's a pretty close score right now. I'm up by 3 points because of my 3-point picks. I think it's week 7 now, so I'm 4-2 on 3-point picks. I was 4-0 to start. So we went downhill a little bit, but I just want to brag about this real quick. Monday Night Football, 2 games last week. I hit a 2-leg parlay. It's just 2 legs, but it was anytime touchdown for Dawson Knox, who that was his only catch of the game. I think it was a 19-yard touchdown.
Yes.
That was like plus 280. And then Luke McCaffrey, he was plus 400. I was like, no Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel's hurt the whole week. What's going to happen? Luke McCaffrey is that guy. That was plus 1,600 because I won $88 on a $5 bet.
That's
pretty
crazy.
Fucking nice. I like that. That was
crazy.
Like, I'm just proud of that because I'm like, nah, 2 guys who just their odds were in my favor, but I was like, no, you know what? I know ball now. I know ball because I chose Luke McCaffrey and Dawson Knox for a touchdown and a hit. I'm just proud of that.
That's like one of those bet slips you send into like Bleacher Report betting or somebody like that. Like a crazy bet. That is nice. That's a nice hit. Make sure you do check out Beau posts those on the BTO gambling page. Every Monday, we obviously post our Sunday and our 2-minute drill parlays as well on the BTO gambling page. So make sure you check those out every Monday night. Beau, I'm pumped. Let's get started with our 3-point picks. I'm going to choose this week. I think this is the first time I actually beat you in a week. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to take the ball here. I'm going to go first. And my 1-point pick this week, listen, before we start, I came on here and I said, Beau, I love the board. I mean, I'm obsessed with this board. Okay, I gave some nice comparisons to how much I like this board. And I'm not going to get into what I said, but I love this board. And we're going to start here. This is actually the Sunday night game this week. It's the Falcons. It's the 49ers in San Francisco. And I'm going to take the Niners minus the 1.5 at home against the Atlanta Falcons coming off a big win. Atlanta, they have not finished above 500 against the spread straight up after a win since 2019. And since 2020, they're 11-22-1 against the spread after a win. That's the worst mark for any team in the NFL. You're going to have a lot of people sitting there watching they watch that Monday night game against the Bills. You have a lot of people sitting there seeing that game, seeing that performance from Atlanta against a great Bills team, and they're going to bet the hell out of the Falcons as an underdog here. This line is already dropped. I'll get scared if it flips, but if it doesn't flip, it stays here at minus 1.5 for the Niners. I will take it. I think the Niners win this game. I don't really care who plays quarterback. I know Purdy is coming back. Jones also banged up. Don't know who's going to start. Whichever one of those guys starts, I like the 49ers minus the 1.5. The Falcons, we know how they are historically. They can't seem to get into a rhythm. And I think they're going to lose the game outright Sunday night. Give me the Niners minus the 1.5.
I think that's the perfect time to take that bet because what we just saw with the Falcons-Bills game on Monday night was just insanity. They shut down everybody. Their offense was absurd, especially in the first half. I like that bet a lot. I'm going to give my full take when we go over the Sunday night game parlay so I can get some more stuff in there. But, yeah, there's a couple injuries. Well, there's a lot of injuries to watch out for the Niners, one of the most banged-up teams in football, especially over the last couple of years. But, yeah, Purdy looks a little bit more limited in practice than Mac Jones, so Mac Jones is probably going to start again. But we don't know anything yet because it's just Thursday. and that's a Sunday night game. I like that pick a lot, Mike. I do like that. I saw 3.5 somewhere. So if you're taking 1.5, that's great value for you.
It may have opened to 3.5. It certainly may have opened to 3.5, but it's down to 1.5 now on FanDuel.
That's beautiful. Even better. I'll go for my 1-point pick. We'll go to Cleveland, the Dolphins at Browns game. The Browns are favored for 2.5 points. I'm taking the Dolphins here. I think the Browns have one of the worst offenses in the league. They actually have the worst scoring offense in the league by the stats. Dylan Gabriel is just not it. And it starts with your quarterback play. If your quarterback play is this atrocious, and I think we've all seen it so far, Dylan Gabriel is terrible. And I'm not saying he's going to be terrible. I'm just saying right now he is terrible. The Dolphins defense is pretty good. Their offense is good too. We saw them play consistent games against pretty good teams, and they've also beaten some good teams. They were neck and neck with the Chargers last week. They were neck and neck with the Bills that one primetime game. This is a pretty okay Dolphins team. I'm not going to say that they're good, but the Browns just are not a good team right now. And everyone wants to talk about their defense all the time, right? Their defense, the Browns defense is good. They're really good. They are great at the yards per game aspect of it. They're in the top ranks there. I think 3rd and 9th passing rushing, something like that in numbers. But their points per game allowed, they give up the 21st most points allowed per game. So they're still allowing touchdowns, which is actually how you lose games. And I'll end with this. 72% of the money is on Cleveland. I hate that, so I'm taking the Dolphins plus 2.5. I wish it were 3 or 3.5 because it opened as that. It moved to 2.5, but I'll still take the Dolphins plus 2.5. I think they'll win this game outright.
I'm on the other side of you here. I like the Browns, and I didn't put this in, but I would take the Browns. I think it's an interesting line. The fact that the Browns here, even at home, are giving some points away to the Dolphins, who, like you said, have been competitive in games with good teams, almost beat New England, almost beat Buffalo, should have beat the Chargers at home. I think that this is a Browns team. They do have a good defense. Gabriel's brutal. He is. There's no denying that. But I would take the Browns here because this is a weird line, and I can get them under a field goal now. I think I would. And you have the issues in the locker room with Mr. Tua Tagovailoa, calling out his teammates, this and that, not being on time for meetings, not showing up. So I think there's some interesting things going on in that Miami locker room. I would take the Browns here. I'm on the other side of you on this one, but I'm not going to put this into my expert picks. My 2-point pick, the Dallas Cowboys plus 1.5 at home against the Washington Commanders. CeeDee Lamb maybe back this week, not confirmed, but trending that way. The Cowboys have covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 games against the Commanders, including 4 straight covers at home, 7-1 against the spread the last 8 games at home against Washington. The Cowboys have the much better offense here. The Commanders, to me, I'd be a little concerned if I was a Washington fan. They haven't looked as sharp as they did last year, and that's that sophomore slump aspect a lot of us talked about coming into this 2025 season. More tape on Jaden Daniels. They are banged up. Terry hasn't really played. Debo, obviously an older guy. He's looked good early, but he's been banged up as well. So I just think this is going to be a high-scoring game. It's the highest total of the year at 54.5 so far. I think the Dallas defense, that they're not going to be able to stop Jaden Daniels, but maybe they can stop them a little bit, just enough to get the win. I like Dallas plus 1.5. There's some 2.5s out there, but with the sports book we use, they're at 1.5 right now. I will take Dallas at home, getting the 1.5. I think they win the game outright.
Yeah, I think that's a very even game. I like your pick, though, because of the possibility of CeeDee Lamb coming back. And we know that George Pickens has a touchdown in, I think, 5 straight games now. That's his touchdown streak. So he's had a great connection with Dak this year so far in his first year in Dallas. I don't like this Commanders team. Debo didn't practice today. Terry McLaurin didn't practice today. They were not on the field. Look again to Luke McCaffrey. Maybe he'll be there in the end zone. But Zach Ertz is on that team. He's one of their top targets. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to bode well for the Cowboys, but I still think that they can squeak out a win. That's a very interesting game, though, divisional matchup. I think that's the first time they played each other this year so far, right?
Yes.
They haven't played each other?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a big matchup for them, for both teams. Going to my 2-point pick, we're going to stay in the NFC East. And Mike, I think you know where this is going. I'm taking the Giants +7 at the Broncos in Denver. And everybody is pretty scared about this pick because the Broncos have probably the best defense in the league, top 3 for sure. Their defensive line is amazing. Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonino. Excuse me. But we saw that London game last week against the Jets, 13-11. And I think that's why most of the people will be on the Giants in this game. But 7 is way too big of a spread. Sorry, for me to take the Broncos -7. That's insane to me. And we saw the 9 sacks last week against the Jets. Yeah, part of that was Justin Fields. Sorry, something's in my throat right now.
You're good.
But yeah, part of that was Justin Fields holding onto the ball too long. But also Jackson Dart, when he gets sacked, he barely loses yards. He's in the bottom 2, I think, him and Drake May, when losing yards getting sacked. He has 3 sacks in his last 2 games, 5 yards lost. We see his pocket awareness. Sorry. We see his pocket awareness, and it's just great. So I'm going to take the Giants getting a touchdown in this game.
The only reason why this scares me is because I think a lot of people are like you and they say, well, look at what the Broncos looked like against the Jets. And I think Broncos just played an incredibly conservative game where they weren't even trying on offense at times. They just knew that their defense was going to hold and Justin Fields was not going to be able to move the football and score any sort of points. So I think a lot of people watched that game. And at the time, I was one of those people that said, wow, like the Broncos, not just this game, but in other games as well this year, they haven't looked as sharp. And they are sort of having this sophomore slump as well. But I'm not fully bought into the fact that the Broncos are just going to lay down again at home. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Giants. 7 is a lot, though. It's a stay away for me. We'll move to my 3-point pick. Responsibly, biggest wager of the year. I cannot be more excited for this game. We literally changed the rules on how we do our expert picks because we both love Monday night games. This is a Monday night game. We'll still talk about it on the Monday show if we have one, but I will take the Detroit Lions -5.5 at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know how good Jared Goff is against the spread in the last 3 years. He's 25-10-1. That's 71%. Goff 3-0 straight up against the spread as a favorite. This season, that's the best mark of any quarterback. This, to me, let's go here. Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, they're 20-8 against the spread off a loss as a duo. Like, I love it so much. You have a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team who is America's darling right now. Everybody loves this Bucs team. Everybody loves Baker. And it's 5.5. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points for a 5-1 team to get going on the road, even against the Lions team, but against a Lions team that just lost to their first real opponent all year long. That is, well, their second, sorry. That's a lot of freaking points. And I think everybody in their mother is on Tampa this week. In a primetime game like this, when you have a team that covers the way that the Lions and Jared Goff do, I will take my chances. I will be on the Lions. I'm never on the Lions. They're always the public side. They're not the public side here. Tampa is. I will take the Lions -5.5 at home. I can't wait to watch this game. It's a great Monday Night Football game. And I think actually this could get ugly. Give me the Lions -5.5.
Wow. Yeah, we were talking about this pick right before we went live. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? I was shocked. This 5.5 is so much. You've convinced me. Everybody's going to be on Baker. 5.5 is a ton. It's just that Lions defense, the cornerback room is completely depleted.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know how they plan to attack Baker Mayfield. Brian Branch is going to be out too because his suspension was upheld, right? So he won't be there. That's one of their best players. Something's in my throat. Whenever I talk, I want to cough. But yeah, that's a tough pick. I might have to side with you on that right now, just because everybody and their mother is going to be on Baker Mayfield, like you said. That's insane. I like that pick. I like the balls you got right now.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Well,
wow.
That's a different podcast we could be talking about. Different conversation. But my 3-point pick, Monday night game, the other game, Texans plus 3.5 at the Seahawks. I love this. I love this as much as Merlo loves the Lions pick. I'm going to read off some stats real quick. They might be a little bit boring, but I'm just going to read them off, okay? Real quick. Seahawks blitz at the lowest rate in the league. CJ Stroud has the 8th highest passer rating against the blitz. That's a big stat. Mm-hmm. Texans allow the 6th fewest yards to wide receivers lined out wide this season in the X position. JSN versus Derek Stingley. Obviously, JSN is one of the best receivers in the league. He leads the league in receiving yards, but Derek Stingley is the matchup you want if you're the Texans. If you want to win this game, you have to lock down those explosive plays. He's the man. This is the team that can do that. The Texans also have technically the best defense in the NFL at 12.2 points per game allowed. That's the lowest in the league. And they have so many contributing factors to that, as I just mentioned, Derek Stingley. But Will Anderson, I mean, he's a beast. He has the 2nd highest pressure rate in the NFL this season. So this team is just loaded on defense. And then I'll end with this. Their last 2 games, albeit against the Titans and the Ravens, their point differential is plus 60. Those 2 games combined, they've scored 70 points and have given up 10 points, 70-10 in the last 2 games. No matter who it is, that's impressive. So I love plus 3.5 in this Monday night game.
Yeah, I don't hate that pick. The Texans feel like the sharp side, as good as the Seahawks have been. You got a team traveling out west, Monday night game. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Texans, they're coming off a bye, right? The Texans didn't play last week.
No, they did not. You're right.
So, yeah, I meant that
2
pick
weeks,
at all.
last 2 games, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. That's an interesting pick, and I might be able to get on that. It's a late game. That's a late Monday night game. We got the 7 and 10 o'clock windows for the Monday night games. Beau, time for punt or profit. We got some good picks here. We got some interesting picks. I got them listed. We will start. Please send us your picks every week. We will let you know what we think. And yeah, whether we're going to punt or profit. Garrett Gibbons likes the Chargers minus 1.5, the Lions minus the 5.5, and the Jets plus 1.5 at home against the Panthers. No Garrett Wilson for them. Let's start Jets. They opened at minus 1.5 and it flipped. Obviously, you got the injury news with Garrett Wilson, but this team is so bad. And, I don't want to take the Panthers as a favorite either, at minus 1.5. So this would probably be a stay away for me. I'm not gonna punt it. I'm not gonna profit off of it. I'm just a stay away. Like I can't. I've bet the Jets a lot this year. Okay, and I actually hit them on Sunday night, on Sunday morning. Excuse me.
Right.
The 7.5, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was my 1-point pick last week was Jets plus 7.5 at Broncos in London. But the 1.5 is just way too small for me to actually take them. I have this stat. This is from Next Gen Stats. All these stats are that I'm reading off. Jets play the 7th most man defense in the league, and Bryce Young versus man defense this year, 291 yards, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think the vibes in the Panthers locker room is just too high right now. Rico Dowdle, insane last 2 games. Obviously, he's going to split now, but it's impossible for me to say the Panthers are going to cover this just because we know how these sports books work. It's a game. Like the Jets are going to cover this game, and I'm not confident about that, but that's just what's going to happen. I already know. I don't even have to do any research. Like that's just what's going to happen. So I guess I would lean Jets in that situation just because of that, and I don't want to. I really don't want to. That's why I'm staying away from it. Yeah.
Garrett also has the Chargers and Lions. We spoke about the Lions. How about the Chargers here? Minus 1.5 against the Colts. The Chargers are really banged up, and we saw that on full display in Miami, almost blowing that 10-point lead they had in the third quarter there. Really almost came dangerously close to losing that game. So I don't know where I would go here. I really don't. I don't trust
What's the spread again? Is it 1.5?
1.5. I don't know how much I trust the Colts. I really don't love the game they played against the Cardinals last week against Jacoby Brissett, a backup quarterback. So I would probably lean Chargers, but I don't feel great about it. I'll punt. I'll profit off of it, but I don't feel great. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I would lean Chargers too, but they're using their Chargers power uniforms. It's like all gold, all yellow uniforms this week, first time ever. So I don't know. I don't think the
I don't like
Chargers
that.
can stay in this slide. I don't know. I don't think that they can like lose to the Giants and then just barely lose to or barely win against the Dolphins last week. I would go Chargers here, but the Colts are seriously one of the best teams in the NFL. They dominate in every single category. So it's so hard to take the Chargers here. But yeah, I think I would lean that way.
Jeremy Horowitz all over us this week. He's got the Browns -2.5, so the opposite of you. He's got the Broncos +7, -7.5, -7, excuse me. He's got the Cowboys +2.5, and he's got the Lions -5.5. I mean, the only other one he had in here, which we didn't talk about, was the Eagles -2.5. They're in Minnesota this week. The Eagles looking for a big bounce back game. They've lost 2 games in a row now. They haven't done that in a very long time. I would take the Vikings here. I think it looks like it's going to be Carson Wentz, but I don't feel great about the Eagles on the road here again. Tough place to play in Minnesota. Minnesota coming off the bye as well after playing overseas for a couple of weeks. I'm going to take – I would punt this. I actually like the Vikings plus the 2.5 at home.
Okay. Yeah, I'd profit off of this one. I like the Eagles. I don't think they can go this long in such a bad stretch. The team that they are, if they lost their identity, that's a problem. But this is the week you have to turn that around and find it again. If the Eagles lose this game or don't cover, I'd be very shocked. And that's when I go into panic mode because I expect this team, especially A.J. Brown, especially Saquon Barkley, whoever, Dallas Goedert, whatever, come out with a bang. Like they're going to start passing this ball, and we saw how terrible they were against the Giants. But there's film out about it now. We could see how the Giants played them, and I think teams obviously look at that and how you beat teams. So if the Eagles come with a good game plan, especially with the rest advantage, I like this. I like this game.
And finally, Ryan Labate, he likes the Titans grabbing 7.5. I think it's now down to 7. But how about this stat for you? The Titans, they obviously fired Brian Callahan on Monday. They faced the Patriots this week. They are facing the Patriots at home. And now I can't find the stat. These coaches that get fired, the interim, the next week, they have a great week. They always find a way to keep that game close. They cover that number. They're always big dogs. And I remember the Jeff Saturday game against Josh McDaniels and the Raiders. I'll never forget that. I had a bunch of smart people when they brought in Jeff Saturday, the Colts did, in Las Vegas. They were on that Colts team. I didn't want to do it, but I was forced into it. They covered that number with Jeff Saturday. So you can have the most inexperienced coach in the world and have a bad football team. Most of the time, that team covers the next week. I like this. I'll profit off of this. This almost made. This is the last one out for me on my expert picks, my 1-point pick. I like Titans this week against a hot Patriots team.
Yeah, when a team is hot, you go with the other team. That's just the rules of the no rules game that we're playing with these sports books. You definitely have to take the Titans. 7.5, whatever it is. I think it's 7 right now. I would still go with them. The only thing to note, Mike Vrabel is going against the Titans for the first time in his career. So that's an interesting note. But the thing is he's not on the field, is he? He's just calling plays. So I don't think it matters that much. I'm still going Titans here. It would be hilarious if the Titans win this game. I don't think they will. But covering a touchdown, getting 7 points, Titans, I'm profiting off that. I love that.
Beau, it's time to play the 2-minute drill.
It's time.
I plugged my phone into the charger. Of course, did not charge.
Oh.
I am pulling up the spinning wheel. We are going to get set. Are you ready to go? Do you have a timer for me?
I do. I do have a timer.
Right. I'm spinning the wheel. As soon as the wheel is done, we will get started.
Oh, 94.
Plus
That's a lot.
940. That is what we have to get. Man, we're going to have to change some of my thought processes around.
Yeah, we
will.
will.
I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Let's do it now. 2 minutes. Go.
25,
40. Okay. I'm going to start us off. And there's still no lines open. I was looking right before we started this recording. I'm going to check again real quick. And
I had a couple.
You do? Okay. Well, I'm going Rashee Rice. First game back against the Raiders. And we need plus 940, right? So I'm going to go 70 yards. His line is probably in the 50s, so I'll go 70.
There we go.
Rashee Rice, 70 plus.
70 plus, first game back. All right, Beau. We need to get to plus 940. So
yeah,
we need to get a touchdown scorer in here. Yeah. Cortland Sutton was good friends with Demaryius Thomas. They were boys. Demaryius Thomas obviously passed away tragically a couple of years back. They are inducting him into their Hall of Fame against the Giants this week in, I think it's called Mile High Stadium still. Give me Cortland Sutton to score a touchdown plus 150. That's in there.
Okay, and we have exactly 1 minute left, so that's right on target. You said plus 150. I like that.
Plus 150.
You know what? I don't like this one, but I'm going to do it. Actually, no, I'll change it up. I was going to go Jordan Whittington touchdown, the Rams' third receiver.
Wow.
I know. I might just go 50 yards because he's probably in the 20s. No, I'll go 40. I'll go Whittington 40 yards. With Puka out, I think he'll get a lot more share of the targets on the field. We have 25 seconds, Mike.
I have Kyren Williams, 70 plus. That's even. Minus 110 there. Minus 110. Kyren Williams, 70 plus rushing yards. And I think we could get odds, actually. What was your first pick again? I'm sorry.
Rashee Rice, 70 plus? I didn't see him there.
All right. What is Whittington?
I took him at 40 plus. Let's see if he's there.
He's not even there yet. So we're not going to be able to get full odds. We should have gotten a 940, though, with the touchdown scorer in there. We will put this out with the full odds before Sunday's games begin. We've got Cortland Sutton touchdown, Whittington 40 plus. We've got Rashee Rice 70 plus.
70 plus.
And we have Kyren Williams 70 plus at minus 110. That's the 2-minute drill. We survived it today. We did a good job. Beau, time for the Sunday night parlay. We're going to make a pick on the Sunday night game. I already made a pick on the Sunday night game. Obviously, I gave it out before. I have the Niners minus the 1.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to get a ton of public love after their great performance against the Buffalo Bills Monday night. The defense is good for Atlanta. It is. That secondary is good. Got a lot of pressure on Josh Allen, but I think you're going to have a big drop-off against this team going out west on a short week for the Atlanta Falcons. I'll take the Niners minus the 1.5, and we're going to get to our Sunday night parlay. But before we get to that, do you have any thoughts?
I do. Yeah, I'm siding with you. I'm going Niners minus 1.5. Falcons have the best pass defense yards per game wise, and the best running offense yard per game wise as well. Bijan obviously a huge contributor to that. One thing interesting though, the Niners have the best passing offense yards per game wise. So it's the number one yards per game on offense versus the number one lowest yards per game on defense for the Sunday night game. That's going to be a good battle. We'll see if Ricky Pearsall plays. We'll see if Jawan Jennings play. Kittle might play. Kittle, I think, is going to practice today. We haven't gotten those practice reports yet, but he might be coming off the IR.
Yes.
But I don't think it matters. Kyle Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan. He has a game plan for every single game. And Christian McCaffrey is a beast. So they just have to play some lockdown defense with Fred Warner out now. And I think they can win this game, yeah. Want to go into your picks?
Yes, I do. No odds out, which is really tough for us right now. But we're just going to have to make them up on the fly. So I'm going to take, we don't have to get to a certain odd, thank God. So, in a certain number. So I will take Bijan Robinson 30 plus receiving. I'm all over this all the time. I love Bijan receiving. He is an unbelievable receiver. Give me 30 plus. That should be at around minus 110, minus 120. So I'll take Bijan 30 plus receiving.
Cool. Are we doing 3, right?
We're going to do 3. We're going to do 3. And if you have 2, I would love that.
I do have 2. One is involving Bijan, though, so we could think of something else on the fly.
Oh, that's fine. That's good.
Because what I was going to do is I was going for higher odds. I was going to take Bijan for 120 or more rushing and receiving yards. Okay. He's averaging like 160 scrimmage yards a game, which would be the highest in the season for forever, pretty much. Yeah, it is insane. So I would take him at 120. We could switch that up, though. And it sucks that we're doing this on a Thursday because we don't know the injury status yet. But I have an insane stat that I want to go over and that I need to go over because it helps fantasy and it helps betting.
Let's go.
If Darnell Mooney is out, this is an insane game for Drake London. He was out last week. We saw what he did against the Bills. This is the stat from Next Gen Stats. In 2 full games with Mooney this season, Drake London has averaged 6 targets, 4 receptions, 52 yards, and 8 PPR points per game. In 3 games where Mooney did not play or did not finish the game, London has averaged 13.7 targets, 8.7 receptions, 107 yards, scored 2 touchdowns, and averaged 23.4 PPR points per game. So we don't know about Darnell Mooney's status yet. If he's out, hammer Drake London. And we can't put that in here. You know what? I'm gonna put it anyways. Just
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Drake London. Want to do 80?
That's good.
That's high.
Let's go, man.
Let's do 80 receiving yards. That's going to be high. His line will probably be in the 70s, I would assume, right?
Yep.
Maybe it's going to be in the 80s, low 80s. And then my other pick is a pick. It's whoever plays for the Niners, Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. It'll probably be Mac Jones, but we don't know yet. To throw a pick. I like this a lot because the Falcons defense is so good. They force a lot of turnovers. Niners, I think, will be forced to throw the ball. Even with Christian McCaffrey, he's like one of the leading receivers. So he'll be catching the ball a lot. I like a turnover in this game. I'm not going to say, you can't really bet on a forced fumble. So I'm just going to go with the pick there. And I know it's crazy, and I never really bet on picks, but I'm just feeling it this week.
As long as we can throw it into a parlay, I'm okay with it. I think you are.
We can.
Okay, so I'm good with it. That could be the parlay. I was going to just say, let's go chalk and add Christian McCaffrey touchdown, but
let's spice it up. Let's spice it up.
I'm good with that. So we have the 49ers quarterback to throw a pick. We've got Bijan 30 plus receiving. We've got Drake London 80 plus. You would think we're on the Falcons here. We're actually not.
We're not.
We both don't like the Falcons this week, so that's fascinating. That is absolutely fascinating. Beau, before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about this Thursday night football game. We have the Steelers. We have the Bengals. This is the unction, the unk-off. Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers in Cincinnati. I will take Cincinnati Bengals, getting 5.5 points at home. I am not going to bet on Aaron Rodgers on the road and Mike Tomlin as 5.5 point favorites. There's no chance in hell. Should have been on the Bengals, last week against the Packers plus 14.5. Flacco can get the ball to Jamar. He'll get the ball to T. They got to get Chase Brown going. Playing a tough defense, I get that, but 5.5 points. Are you kidding me? There is no way I am taking the Steelers minus 5.5. I want to see the last time they covered a game where they were 5.5 point. The Steelers have struggled on the road Thursday Night Football under Tomlin. They're 2-8 straight up and 3-7 against the spread. They've lost 4 in a row, both straight up and against the spread. And their last win coming back in 2016. Mike Tomlin has faced Zach Taylor 12 times. He's 7-5 straight up and 8-4 against the spread in those games. When Taylor doesn't have Burrow, Tomlin's 4-1 straight up and against the spread. So he's got some success against this Bengal team, but this is just weird. This is obviously the new era of Aaron Rodgers, Steeler football. Tomlin has coached 9 games at night on short rest. Pittsburgh is 3-6 straight up and against the spread. in those games. I will take the Bengals. It's an ugly dog at home. Give me the ugly dog at home, getting 5.5 points.
The Bengals are the only play here tonight. If you're taking the Steelers, you're insane. Yeah, they might win this game. Think about it. If they win this game, they go to 5-1. What Mike Tomlin team is that good? Like, they're always, 9-8. We always make jokes about that, but they really are. Mike Tomlin being 5-1 with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, it's not going to happen. I think the Bengals win this game straight up. That's how every single primetime game has gone so far this season. And the Bengals are also wearing their white Bengal uniforms tonight. It's a complete whiteout. They're white helmets with the black scratches on the side. They're sick, and it's a whiteout. They're 4-1 in those games since they debuted. So I'm all over the Bengals tonight. It is a different team. Jamar Chase is getting targets like he wants and what's working for them. Something to note if you're a fantasy player or betting on this game tonight, Jalen Warren's back. Kenneth Gainwell has been awesome while he's been away. The share in snaps, Jalen Warren is getting 51% of the snaps, and Gainwell is getting 34% of the snaps when they're both playing together. So Jalen Warren is still the lead feature back. Maybe Kenneth Gainwell will get more receiving yards. You can bet on that. But that's important to note when you're dissecting this game tonight. I'm all over the Bengals, though. Yeah, I don't think you can take Steelers with good faith.
Can't do it. You absolutely can't do it. Yeah, I would sprinkle the Bengals money line here. I really would. I would not be afraid of that. Beau, that is going to do it for us. A longer episode here, but some great content, some great picks. We're going to get all that out to you on our social media pages through videos and still graphics throughout the weekend. Enjoy a great weekend of football. You have a London game, 2 Monday night games, and obviously the Thursday night game tonight. Enjoy all that football. We'll talk to you guys maybe next week. I think there may be a scheduling conflict for us, but we will let you know if we're back Monday. If not, next Thursday. Talk to you guys next week.